Hello and good evening and welcome back to Planner Craft. It's been a while. So first of all I can say hi, I'm Natalie. And
we can see sound.
Just make sure that we've got some sound going. Yep, we're fine. Yeah. And hello Deb, hi Linda, hi Carol. Yes, it's been a while. And we will see how we go, because usually if I talk for too long, that's usually when I start coughing for ages on end. But I will do my utmost to stay on stream. So Ian is here if I need him. So
like I know what she's doing.
Well, we look through the instructions and I think that's about as much as prep we've done. That made me laugh. Anyway, today I thought I would do something different. So back before, or literally just before symptoms started, I started Mojo Week, and Tuesday's stream of that week was supposed to be this. So it was all about doing something completely different and out of your comfort zone. So consider this as Tuesday's stream from like 3 weeks ago. So yeah. So what I will say is don't be afraid to ask questions, and this is going to be a two-part video. So today we're going to do the paint pouring, then it's going to take about 24 hours to set. So what I'm going to do is leave it till next week, and then we will do the vinyl next week to go on the front, presuming that everything goes okay. There's me putting all my eggs in one basket, but
Do you want to say a little bit about the set, where you got it from?
Okay, yeah, thank you dear.
That's okay.
I'm out of practice. So the set, if you want to actually create along with me, is from Home Bargains. So it's not overly expensive. Yeah, it's a bit like if I can turn back time, yeah. Mind you, at the start of COVID, if I could have turned back time to before I, caught it, I would have been very grateful. Because it's not been good, has it?
No.
You fared better than I did, but yeah.
But I always do.
Yeah.
It's just me, isn't it?
So in the set you get 4 paints plus a little bottle of PVA glue. You get a little set of lollipop sticks and some skewers, so you can mix. Now what is interesting, and we had a bit of a giggle about this because I tried to come back a bit early, didn't I? Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's never going to work. We've got to drop the PVA into the pots of paint. Now, when I originally said that I was going to try and do this after being poorly, I couldn't stop coughing long enough to actually get the PVA in the bottle. So we will see how we go. You also get a little pot to mix your paint in. You get instructions. So just refresh myself. So you've got a little printout with what to do and how to put it into your dispenser. You get a canvas. Now when you get this, it's wrapped in plastic. I've taken mine off just to avoid glare and things like that on the video. And I am going to use a box to try and catch the drips now. I do have kitchen towel to one side if I need it. I probably will. So let's see how we go from there. So I'm just going to use a hinged box. Doesn't have to be hinged for this one. But the idea is you're going to want to have something in there that is going to raise up your canvas. So like so. So that when it does start to all drip, it's not just going to all coagulate around the outside of your canvas. So now for the interesting bit. Trying to get the PVA in the bottle. Now this might be where I go, Ian. I'm going to get covered, but hey ho. So I have given my bottles a bit of a shake as well, because one of the things you'll find is if it's been sitting around for a while, your paint will separate. And I'm doing this with gloves so that my hands don't get mucky. But That might be good. It is actually open, isn't it? No, it's got a little stopper. Oh, that's fun with gloves.
So you need to...
I might need your help there, Ian. Can you get the little...
Okay.
So one of the other things that we are going to try and do at some point in the next week or so is a video of the new layout, because before COVID really kicked off for us, we was insane and moved
Do you need
everything
to keep
around.
that, or can I chuck that?
You can chuck it. You'll be glad to know. Okay, so now that we've taken out the little stopper, so apparently we want 2 to 3 drops. Now that would be all well and good if it was a dropper. So I'm probably going to end up putting a little bit more than what they're thinking. And then let's get our little stick in there.
Carol's asked, would it be easier to put the paint in the cup using paper cups and then add the glue to each paint pot?
Yep, if you don't want to mix it all into one pot and you want to just have it so that you're doing individual colours each time, then yes, you can do that. I'm going to give this a good stir, just because it's white paint with white PVA in it, so there's no easy way of seeing that
Do you want it up to
you've
the
got it
close?
mixed. Yeah, so we've got a few different views that we can do now, haven't we?
Oh, your box is in the way. But if you put it the other side of the box, it'd be really close.
Okay, let me move the box that way for a minute. There we go. There we go.
A bit closer, you can come right across.
Yeah. So there's our first one mixed. Let's get my clear cap and my little nozzle. So I'm going to pop my nozzle back in there. Now there's going to be a little paint that squidges around the outside, but it won't hurt. Once that cap's back on, we can give it a good shake as well. Okay, next one. Now this one is going to be icky. Oh, was it overfilled, this one? Come on. There's got to be a lip there somewhere. Oh. Careful then. Avoid the heat press. So we have a new addition to the craft room as well. So you can just about see here. There's a heat press. Yeah. So I have a Happy Press 4, which is
If we open the lip for you, so you should be able to get
very good. It literally came first week I was poorly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
We did mine.
I'm glad you think that.
There's quite a bit of a gap there I've given you.
Yeah.
You're trying to get your finger under the wrong bit.
It's a little bit tricky in gloves, to be fair. So, again, a bit more glue. I think they should just say good squidge.
Very good squeeze.
With this one, hopefully, we can see a little bit more that it's mixed.
Do you want the overhead back?
No, I should be okay to just give that a shake once I've got the lid back on, not before. I should be decorating the craft room. So, let's put that back on there. Clear the lid on top and give it another shake.
Paint on the
But we are going to do a video showing the heat press, aren't we?
Yeah,
But
maybe.
while I think of it, we are running a dedicated t-shirt workshop, of which the heat press will be playing a big part. And that is going to be on the 16th of July, and it's £15
Yeah, for an all day.
for an all-day workshop. So that's literally from sketching your design right through to applying your HTV.
We're saying you don't actually need a heat press, you can just use an iron, but
Yes,
As
you
we
can
know.
just use an iron, but the heat press makes such a difference, doesn't it?
yeah.
Hugely different. So if you watched the Christmas party when I was struggling with my flocking, then you'll know that only sometimes it takes a little bit longer than planned, whereas a heat press is pretty much put it down, set timer, wait for it to beep, release, and off you go. And some of them, if you get an auto one, will open for you. But one of the good things about the Happy Press is if you have like a sort of budget limit on what you can afford, you can add bits and pieces on later. So at the moment it's the base model that we have, but we can turn it into an A3 one. We can get like the
Auto open.
auto open. You can get the bottom plate to be heated as well if you really want to. It is quite funky.
You haven't got a multi-stream chat, have you? So you don't know if people are talking to you
Oh, have I not flicked it over? Do you want to just do that? Because if I do it, I'm going to have a lovely multicoloured mouse. Because monkey hands. Now there is a little bit of PVA left in there. So what I might do is just add a little bit more to the cup just in case that's not enough. It says 2 to 3 drops. I'm like, well, what's a drop? Probably just give me an actual figure. I'm kind of mathematical like that. So let's pop this back. I'm in a right mucky mess already, yeah. What I will do is I'll very quickly try and clean up my gloves a little. So the t-shirt workshop is the first of 3 that we've put up. So the second one is making embellishments, which is at the end of July, which is going to cover things like print and cut and some of the add-ons. So you don't have to have all the add-ons ready to go, you'll be pleased to know. And then finally we have another one that is mid-August, and that one is all about creating cut files. So if you want to know how to use design software, that is going to be the one that you're going to want to use. Overhead. So into our dispenser cup we're going to squidge our paints. So let's just give this another shake. So whatever you put in first is what's going to come out last. It's one of those ones where you've got to think kind of back to front. So I'm going to go for a bit of blue.
That's not a lot.
No. Then I'm going to go for pink. So I want mostly pink because I'm thinking of it going in the craft room. Let's go for a bit of white so that we get a bit of a separation. And now we can go to our purple. And it's quite tricky to know how much paint you want to put in.
All of it.
It's not all of it, because it's only a little canvas.
And surely the more you put in, the thicker the covering you get.
I would say, given the viscosity of the paint, in actual fact, I would say that you're not going to have that kind of dimensional feel to it. So I think what I might try and do tomorrow, because tomorrow I should be on with Bridget Gets Gritty as long as I cope okay today. I think what I might do is do another one, but with some texture paste underneath it so that it gets a bit dimension. Let's put a bit more pink in that. So from the side it looks like all you can see is pink, but you only really get to see the colours looking top down at the moment.
Move it across just a touch so people can see it.
Okay.
There you go.
There?
There.
There.
That's it. There.
So the light isn't reflecting on it a bit too much. Okay, so let's give it a go and see how this copes. So what you want to do is you want to put your canvas over the top, press and hold the two together and tip it upside down. Now this is where it can be a bit tricky. So once you've got your
3.
yeah, 3, 2, 1 and go. Might need a bit more paint to get it to travel a bit. That's not bad though. Let's see how it goes. And pop that to one side for a moment.
Just so you can use your skewers to.
You can use your skewers, or I'm just going to let it rotate around a little bit. So I've got a few little cells in there. I might just put a bit more in just to get a few more cells going.
Actually, no, that's quite cool.
You like that, do you?
Yeah.
So let's go to the corners.
I liked it round.
The idea being that you want it to go off the edge. It kind of looks like your face at the moment. I think I've been doing too much Jane watching of things' faces. So need just a little bit more, I think, just to get it just to go a little bit closer to that edge.
Susan to spin the paint when it's on the canvas.
Yep, that would be cool. So that it gets like the splatter. So this is going to look slightly different again, because we've got paint up the side, so it's not going to be quite the same. And this time let's pour it, I think, so you can see the difference that you get between the two. And back to white. Now, because I'm squeezing a bit more, you're going to find it kind of injects itself through the paint. Whereas if we drop it, it's going to go over the top. So that's something else to consider, is how you're actually applying your paint into your pot. And let's give it a go. I'm going to go around the outside edge. Okay, now just because I don't want to waste any, let's get the lollipop stick and we can get a bit more from around the edges of our pot. because there's quite a bit that stays in there.
Could you use something like, you know, the combs that we had for the friendly plastic?
Oh yeah, you could easily use something like that. So the metal.
Yeah, like the metal combs and
Yeah.
patterns and stuff through it.
Yeah. So let me know if you can hear Ian all right when he's asking questions. Should be able to. Right. Okay.
Got some toothpicks up behind you if you want to do some designing in there.
I'm thinking, let's try and see if we can get this bit to go in here a little bit. Because once it starts to mix with itself a bit more, you can see that underneath all that paint, you've still got all that colour. So you think you've got one colour, and then when you actually try and spread it out, you're going to get something else entirely. Okay. Let's try and give in another tip. I'm going to go this way first because that's where most of the paint is at the moment. It's down here. So I'm going to try and put a little bit back up this end. I think I might just put a little bit more pink.
There you go.
Hmm?
Carol's tip.
What did Carol say? You can also use a chef's touch that creates cells in the paint.
Is that me ordering a blowtorch?
You're doing that then. Me and open flames do not go together. So this is where our box is going to start catching all our drips now. Along with my gloves. So maybe just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that needs much more.
Just to get that bottom edge.
Stop messing.
Stop messing. What do you think, guys? Do you think we should put a little bit more paint on just to get these edges? Or are we good to go? I quite like that bottom edge actually. So the plan is to then let this set, preferably overnight so that you don't have to move it. And then we can come back next week and we will do some vinyl to go on over the top.
No, you're gonna.
There we go. So I think that is good to go. I'm just going to carefully just do those edges there. There we go. So hopefully that will dry nicely and smooth, and then we can apply vinyl to it without too many kind of lumps and bumps under our vinyl. So at this point, just do quickly check for any bubbles. Could you pass me a cocktail stick here?
I like it, a little bit of white space. Yes, a little bit of white space is nice at the top.
Yes.
Neat.
Yeah.
You want a cocktail stick?
Yeah, just to pop a few bubbles, just because otherwise when we come to put our vinyl on top, you'll get like a little dent in your vinyl. Let's get most of this off my gloves. But we still have loads left in there for another canvas. So if you have different canvases you want to do, you can get shaped canvases as well, so don't think you have to be boring and just stick to square or rectangular, because you can get heart shaped, you can get circular. I'm just popping a few of the bigger bubbles that I know will dry to a little peak rather than dry nice and smooth. If you kind of tilt your head so that you can see the light across the top, you can usually see where the bubbles are that are going to cause you the most issues. There we go. And I think, without wanting to fiddle too much, I'm going to leave it at that. So it can just set and do what it's going to do. So thank you for joining me, and again, sorry for the absence.
Pretty short and sweet.
It was a very short and sweet. I did say I was going to do a shorter one today, just to see how I held up on that side. I'm back tomorrow for Pretty Gets Gritty, as long as I don't end up having another spell tomorrow. So do keep an eye on their page, because there'll be an update that goes up if for whatever reason I'm not up to it. As I said, tomorrow the plan is I'm going to do a bit of a canvas, so we'll see how we go. Take care for now, and I will see you tomorrow. If I don't see you on Pretty Gets Gritty tomorrow, I will be back Tuesday at 7.
What time's tomorrow?
7.
7 again.
Yeah, 7 PM. Because we found that kind of worked with everybody's kind of time zones and things. So if we stick to 7, then we know where we are. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, or like and follow if you're on Facebook. Take care for now, and bye.